What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and hello and welcome to ROG Pulse, the weekly podcast where we dive into all things tech and gaming. And I swear I fixed the overlay to have a space between slash and gaming, but it's ruined again.
Jake,
what have I done? That's okay. That's okay.
How can people trust us about keyboards if we can't type?
I know, right? It's just it's a tragic event. But yeah, guys, we're diving in to talk about keyboards today. I've been nerding out about the Strix Flare II Animate, which is our first ever keyboard to have hot swappable switches that come with it. Has this anime matrix display in the corner. I mean, we're going to be going in on that and talking about pretty much everything that you can do to customize your keyboard, modify your keyboard, and of course, in this situation, you can swap out the switches very easily with those hot swappable switches. So I'll be doing that live on stream. I got some Zelio V2s right here.
I like how you adjusted what you're like, we've been nerding out. Well, I've been nerding out on the Animate specifically. I've been nerding out about keyboards for like years. So
Yeah. This is this is one of those few things in PC gaming that I never got into. I never got into like full-on nerd modding keyboards. I just buy myself a nice mechanical keyboard where I was happy with the switches, whether it be like MX Blues or MX Cherry Browns. Lately, I've been using a lot of the RX and NX switches that we make, which are newer, that come with several keyboards like the Claymore 2 or, in this case, the Strix Flare II Animate.
I would say that that's okay, Jake. Some would say that I have gone too deep down the keyboard rabbit hole, and I'm trying to claw myself back out for the sake of my own sanity. Would you say switches I've lubed in the past 2 years for no reason?
I don't know why that sounds hilarious to me, but
we'll get there.
I'm a child. It's okay.
We'll get there.
It's okay. Switch lubing, that's something I did not do when I hot swapped out. I did swap out a bunch of the switches on this keyboard. Today, we're just going to kind of demonstrate it by swapping out some of the F keys. Press F to pay respects as we swap out the F keys because we got new ones coming in. That was a bad joke, but it's okay.
But I laughed for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I did it for you.
You're so kind. Very generous. But yeah, I mean, we're going to get to that in a bit. Before, we're just going to dive into some weekly news.
There's a lot of gaming news this week.
Dude, it seems like there's a lot of gaming news everywhere. My friend Joe said, like, is there just like some big board meeting happening where everybody feels like they need to like announce stuff right now? Because I feel like we traditionally get some big launches and news in March, but we're here at the end of January, beginning of February, where there's a lot of gaming news. And I think that's uncommon.
So I don't actually know, but if that is true, my first guess would be if things got delayed during the pandemic, a lot of those things that got delayed are maybe now starting to like get to the point where they're ready to announce them or ready to show them off more, ready to release them. Like if things got delayed, they maybe got all bunched up at a weird time of year. It's a possibility. I'm just taking a stab in the dark here.
Yeah, could be.
Should we start with Sony and Bungie?
Yeah, I like it's hard to remember what we talked about in the last show and now. Did that news come out like right after the last show? I know we talked
the last Pulse show.
Yeah, the last episode of Pulse. It's like
no, that came out like 2 days ago, I think, didn't it? A couple days ago.
Maybe it was like Monday this week.
We did not talk about it last show. We did talk about it a little bit in our Overwatch stream this week, which is maybe
okay.
So, but for those who weren't watching the Overwatch stream, Sony bought Bungie for a few billion. Just
few billion.
Found a few billion in the couch cushions, and we're like, you know what? Everyone's snatching up studios. Let's grab Bungie.
So
It's so ironic because it started off as a
Microsoft owned Bungie, and then they broke free, and then went to Activision, and then they broke free from Activision because they want to do their own thing. They went full independent, and now they have this new relationship where they're owned by Sony, but they're not. Yeah, they're still very interdependent. So like they're still in control of their own timelines. They're still kind of their own studio. That one of the things with Activision I know that they disliked is Activision forced them to like, you need to push out your next DLC, your content like now, right? And that's where Bungie was like, we can't work at that pace. We can't.
They wanted to run at their own speed.
We want to do our own thing. So
I totally forgot about the Activision thing, which makes this even funnier.
I know it's even because Activision. Yeah, exactly. So they've been around and like, but there was this whole thing where Destiny 2 was only on Battle.net for PC, and they actually had to.
Do you remember this?
Yeah,
like,
so they had to.
Vaguely.
They had to even find a way. Like I remember being at BlizzCon, and as I look up and I see this like BlizzCon book, like the BlizzCon book it's called for 2018. It might have even been that exact BlizzCon where one of the guys from Bungie came out on stage at a BlizzCon to announce stuff about Destiny. And it's just like not. This was kind of like when we started to see Activision forcing their IPs, and again, right at that time, Activision and Bungie were one-ish on Blizzard fans, and people just did not care. Like there was just no reaction from the crowd.
They're two different fan bases.
It really are just totally different fan.
Yeah.
It's not that Destiny is a bad game or anything like that. My brother works on the game. It's a great game. It's just like they're just totally different audiences. So like having it on BattleNet was like just kind of weird for everyone. And I feel like with them leaving and then porting all these files over to Steam, because everyone was able to link their Bungie account to Steam and carry over all their progress that might have existed on BattleNet, because the game is no longer on BattleNet. It's kind of like a weird thing where we think of a game transferring platforms, which I can't think of another situation where this game was exclusively on this platform and then it was no longer even available on this platform anymore. You had to play on Steam instead. But I think the game has only grown. I think Steam's just better. It's a better atmosphere. It's a better environment for it. So it's just
I think it fits. Yeah, like it fits the audience better. Yeah. Although now BattleNet has Call of Duty and stuff like that too. So it's widened in scope. To be fair, I suppose. But yeah, it's really interesting, and it is. I'm curious to see what Sony's goal is here in terms of making use of, because it's really about the IPs. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of talented people there. I'm sure it's about talent as well, but a lot of these acquisitions are about making as much use of those popular IPs as possible. And I'll be interested to see what Sony does.
So one thing that's really curious to me, and I always like to speculate as much as I can because that's what podcasting's all about, speculating. No,
wild speculation.
Is like, Bungie really only owns one IP. They really only own Destiny. That's it. They have nothing else. You think about other studios, they usually have a couple, like at least like 2 or 3, like, decent IPs selling for billions of dollars with one IP. It makes you wonder if they're working on anything else, because they'd pitch that to Sony. If Sony's like, "Hey, we're interested in acquiring you. What's your value?" and they're like, "Well, we've got this on the." So maybe, who knows? This is pure speculation.
Vulgar Prophet says, "Yeah, there was a retention package for employees. There's definitely some wanting to keep talent there. I saw that as well.
The 1.2 billion, I think, retention package for employees.
I also saw some kind of speculation that because Destiny is kind of an MMO and because it's fairly popular, that this could be kind of a metaverse play, for lack of a better term, right?
Oh,
it's not just about the Destiny IP, which is a great IP to have, but it's also that because it's like this shared world, and because that's becoming so huge with things like Fortnite and whatnot, that Sony, especially because Sony is known for so many single player experiences.
So cross-marketing opportunities, Kratos skin in Destiny 2 or something like that. Like obviously that's silly, but any kind of cross-marketing like
Spider-Man and Fortnite, roll with it.
Exactly. And there's some other cool stuff, you think about just kind of the other opportunities that we might see in the future. We know that Sony is actively interested in Square. I don't know that Square will ever sell.
That would make sense.
But I think that would be like an Activision size to purchase. It'd be a large money purchase. Not as big, but
I don't think it'd be as big.
Yeah,
there's no Candy Crush.
Yeah, you're right. But who knows? I mean, honestly, the Japanese marketplace, Square might have some huge games. Like, I don't know. The mobile marketplace is what I meant.
And it would be a natural fit given.
Well, yeah, they're both Japanese companies. There's a long history with Final Fantasy games on PlayStation. Tons of history between the companies. But and then the other one that we know that's been talked about is the Konami IPs like Metal Gear, Zone of the Enders, and other IPs like Castlevania that are currently just basically dead. Like without Kojima, like MGS is just like gone. Zone of the Enders is just pretty much gone. And if Sony was to buy it, and Sony and Kojima Productions still work together, we could actually see Kojima getting Metal Gear back.
I would be super interested to see what Sony would do with Castlevania.
Well, Kojima was supposed to be making the next one, and then the fallout happened. I was so excited for that. So there's some pretty interesting things that could happen with these.
I have to admit, I've actually never played a Kojima game.
Wow.
I've never played Metal Gear Solid. Did not play Death Stranding.
Death Stranding is it's a very interesting game, but it
seems fascinating. I just don't know if it's for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I get that. I mean, the gameplay itself is pretty weak. Like, I was awed by the game with the small amount I played because visually and just the way that Kojima directs games, it's like watching a movie. But I didn't get very far because I wasn't
Well,
into
my
the
understanding,
gameplay.
I don't know if I would even call it a week. I think the gameplay serves a purpose within the larger narrative and within the larger like purpose of what the story that the game is trying to tell and the way that it's trying to make you feel. I think the gameplay makes sense. I just don't know if I personally have the time to dedicate to it when I have a backlog as long as my arm.
I get it. Yeah. So a couple questions, just really quick. So guys, the giveaway, we do the giveaway with a game called Marbles on Stream. It's a game that ties into Twitch. So you actually need to go to twitch.tv/ASUSROG and type in chat when the giveaway happens to take part in the giveaway. It does not work with YouTube. There's a lot of questions about hardware. We don't have any updates to give you guys today in terms of availability, unfortunately. And
Every week.
yeah, I know I wish we had
We're
like
waiting to, guys.
a like product update for you.
I
But
know.
you know,
I'm on the edge of my seat.
it's also different region to region, right? In terms of availability.
Yeah, that's also true.
But
okay,
yeah,
we had a lot of other stuff to get through here. Did you watch the Halo TV trailer?
No.
The trailer for the new TV show?
I have not.
Okay, well, then we won't talk about it that much, but I'll say for the sake of gaming news, guys, there's a trailer for the new Halo TV show, and it looks pretty cool.
It's on Hulu?
Paramount Plus, I believe.
Paramount Plus, yeah. I knew it was one of like the non-main
ones that you don't already have.
Like,
yeah.
Although Hulu is pretty big, but
Hulu is big. Yeah, it's very cool. I'm interested to. I'm also a little like wary with video game adaptions, right? Because they don't have
for good reason
history.
No, they have the worst history.
But there's always a chance to turn it around.
I gotta say, no. Well, Arcane set the gold standard. That is the single best video game content you could ever watch turned to TV.
What is
Arcane? It's League of Legends.
I actually didn't even know about that.
It's on Netflix. It's fairly new. It's the League of Legends world, and it's several of the League of Legends like champions are characters in the show.
I do know what you're talking about. Yep.
It is
unbelievably
good. Like I'm not even I'm not a League player. I've played League, right? I've played a fair bit. I have a mobile background, but I definitely am not like a League fan. But that show, and I don't even care about maybe if you're a fan of the game, the show's worse. I don't know. But I thought it was a great story. And my wife was obsessed with it. Like she was really into it. So
cool.
Yeah, definitely encourage watching Arcane. It's
Stefan Farkas in chat asked, "What do you think about the Last of Us series?" I haven't played the game yet.
Oh, I know, me neither. Actually,
I actually really wanted to. It's been on my list for a while, but now I'm like, I just, the last 2 years have been depressing enough as it is. Like has felt like the zombie apocalypse. I don't need to. Maybe one day I'll get to it. I really wanted to, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
It's funny because I own both the games on PS5. I bought them knowing that this is something I definitely want to play. But I've been in that same mindset where it's I just don't want to do it. And at this point, I'm just kind of do I just wait for them to come out on PC? Because I think Sony will do it.
I own it for PS4 because it was part of the PS Plus pack when you get a PS5.
Yeah.
It was free, so I own it. I just couldn't bring myself to start it yet. Of course, I have too many other games to play as well. It does seem like my thing about video game adaptions is that there are certain types of games that tell a story that is almost only doable in a game form. I'm skeptical of a Mass Effect series because so much of what makes Mass Effect great is the interactivity, is
the decision making yourself, and yeah.
So while it is a great story and a fantastic world, it almost feels like the unfilmable video game. Right now, I say that people said that about Watchmen, the unfilmable graphic novel. And that's one of my favorite comic book movies. So,
I really liked the movie, the one from the early 2000s.
Loved it. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
But something like Last of Us, which in my understanding is a bit more of a linear, very storytelling focused, I could see it as a TV show. I could see it working. The Witcher does seem to work on all forms of entertainment. The Witcher was also a series of books before it was a video game. So
Yeah.
and the TV show is it's an adaptation of the books, not an adaptation of the game. So it's not really the same thing.
The show didn't hook me personally, even though Henry Cavill's clearly a legend.
I'm watching season 1 again right now before I start season 2, and I'm even more hooked the first time than I was the second.
Nice.
Or the second time than I was.
That's good. Somebody asked about the Dota 2 show on Netflix, and I watched.
That was a thing either.
Yeah, it's like called Dragon Slayer or something like that.
Okay.
Or Blood Dragon, I don't know, but I watched probably half of it, and it didn't really hook me anywhere near the way that Arcane did. I think Arcane was a far better show. I didn't even finish the Dota show. I liked the animation in it, and that's a big thing for me. Is like if I don't like the animation on anime. US cartoons, whatever you want to call them, all of them, I will not watch it. Like I just can't do bad animation. And Arcane is a very distinct digital animation, which I usually hate. I usually hate digital animation. Arcane just looks really good.
The Castlevania show was also good. That was a good video game adaptation. See,
maybe
the way we were
I didn't
starting
actually
to turn
like
around
the
video
animation
game
there that much.
You didn't.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
A lot of people did, but there's something about it. Like I don't know if it was like a lower frame
show,
rate or what. There's something that just didn't feel good to me.
I do think that
I think it was a little bit cheaper, the animation.
I think it was designed to kind of emulate anime in that way.
Yeah.
Talking about the frame rate and the way it's not super smooth, and I don't think it was meant to be because it's trying to kind of it's like oh my gosh, haven't heard of Castlevania? Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Go watch it. It's like it's not an adaptation of a specific game. It's like the Castlevania games jump all over the place in terms of the larger timeline. So the TV show it's a new Belmont.
Let's just kind of appreciate
in between some of the other games.
We've seen Netflix do 3 really solid animation video game shows. Here? They're all animation. 3. And then we've also seen Netflix do multiple live action adaptations of animes and games. Death Note, utter garbage. Cowboy Bebop live action, trash can. Like just really bad content. Oh, dude, it's bad content.
I haven't seen the anime either.
But it's so cringe. I mean, the casting wasn't great either. John Cho's just too old. That's his name, right? He's too old to be Spike. And you seem
too old to be Spike.
Yeah, I am. You said you're a fan of Witcher, and I think the casting of that's really good. And that one's had good reviews, so they've at least got one live action that's gone well. But anyways, yeah, give me God of War. Who would be Kratos IRL?
Just have Chris Judge do it.
Okay.
You can't why put anyone else in the role?
And IRL? How does he look like IRL? Could he pull it off?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think so.
I gotta Google Chris Judge.
Look him up. He was in Stargate.
That's Kratos. That's the voice actor.
Give him. Yeah, I think it's Christopher Judge, right? Yeah. Give him a big enough beard. He could do it.
Let's do it. I want it.
Why? He has done such an incredible job of bringing that character to life that it's hard to imagine. I mean, in the same way that Henry Cavill, when he started playing Geralt in The Witcher, he was kind of like, why put a totally new spin on this character when Doug Cockle did such an amazing job bringing Geralt to life in the games? The Witcher is basically Henry Cavill doing his best Doug Cockle impression the entire time.
That's really cool.
It's fantastic.
And that's really flattering.
I really like that he paid tribute to that while still making the character his own. And
wow, I'm really Oscar Evans, is that his name? Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac was cast to play Solid Snake, which I think is interesting for a film that we may never see. This casting happened a few years ago, but it's something.
That is interesting.
But it's interesting because Oscar Isaac even said he grew up playing the games and he really resonates with the game. So it's that's. I'm glad we're entering this.
The material.
Yeah, we're entering this era where we've got people that grew up with these games like we did that are now at a right age to reprise or play these roles for these characters where they have this attachment to the character similar to the fans like us. I'm
at the point now where I am free of judgment of casting before I see anyone on screen. The amount of times that the world has blown up over a casting decision. Okay, do you remember when everyone was mad about Daniel Craig being James Bond because he was too blonde?
Yeah.
World, give me a friggin' break.
Yeah, it's just
come on. He was incredible. And I even think that when they announced Ben Affleck as Batman, I was like, guys, of all the things that could like go wrong with this movie, I don't think that that's going to be one of them.
What do you think about Robert Pattinson as Batman?
I haven't seen Robert Pattinson in that many things.
Okay.
I hear he's actually a fantastic actor.
Yeah, I'm actually. A lot of people are mad about it, but
I say actually not because like you shouldn't be, but because people.
Well, of course, people love to be like, yeah, exactly. That's straight up just.
But I hear he's a fantastic actor, and I'm sure he'll do a good job.
I'm actually excited for it, and I'm kind of a anti-DC Comics guy personally, but
not anti-DC. I'm just a Marvel fan, so I don't know DC Comics as well. But I've watched most of the movies, and some of them I really enjoyed, and some of them I didn't. Should we stop talking about video game adaptations and get through? We're not even halfway through the gaming news.
Yeah, I know, right? A couple things. So
talk about Valheim. You have 3 minutes. Go.
If you want just gonna address chat really quick. The Elite keyword, just type !Elite and it'll pop up in Twitch chat. None of the commands work in YouTube, guys. You guys have to. Unfortunately, all these commands work on Twitch, and that's same for our giveaway that only works with Twitch. YouTube be different, but. If you want to get free points for your Elite Rewards account, you can get them with the command !Elite on Twitch. Or if you're on YouTube, I can actually read the command out to you. It's #stream, #with, capital ROG. Capital for all three, ROG. #stream, #with, #ROG. Only capitals on ROG.
If you're over 40, it's #stream, #with, capital ROG.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait a second. Oh yeah, # on the phone. # Old phones, yeah. Or I guess.
We still have them on phones.
We do.
On phones too.
But now it's a hashtag. It's been rebranded.
And if you want to know more about the ROG Elite thing, we talked about it on stream a couple of days ago. You can go back and watch that and get all the info. But you get some nice perks.
Yeah.
By racking up some of those Elite rewards, which you can now do by watching the stream every week.
And people are asking, what is Elite? Elite is basically just a rewards program where you can you could basically earn enough points by registering products that you purchase through ROG, just any motherboard, mouse, you name it, and then those points can be used towards things like a copy of a game, or
even if you didn't purchase it through ROG.
Yep.
If you bought it like on Newegg or
oftentimes
Amazon,
when you open a box, there'll be like a little card that says "Welcome to the ROG Elite" or something along those lines. I should actually get one of those for demonstration because I'm sure I have 20 of them in my office right now. But we can quickly talk about Valheim. They had their 1 year anniversary yesterday. Just kind of celebrating like, hey, thank you for all the support over the last year. We're almost done with our update to the mountain region, and then that's about it. Honestly, I was a little disappointed. I thought we'd have more news because this company announced a large roadmap that they came nowhere near to achieving for 2021, and I thought we'd have at least some of that content, and we don't. But at the same time, they're actually going back and polishing the existing content rather than just funneling new content. They're saying, you know what, our existing content could be better. So they're setting a higher standard for each zone in each region in the game for like how much content there should be per region. So they're just taking their time. They're making the perfect game in their vision, and I'm ready to wait for it.
I like this. So it's like this game that's going to have a years-long beta period, basically. But they're doing the same thing as Star Citizen, but like the exact opposite.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like instead of adding a bunch of new content, they're just going to spend years perfecting the content they have.
And they're slowly adding content to each zone, right? So they're like, we're adding this many more creatures to every area, right? So each creature comes with all these new crafting materials, right? And these crafting materials give you all these new options, and then it's just gonna keep evolving, right? So they're basically have a zone called mountains where it's snowy and stuff, and they're adding like caves with new enemies and new resources and stuff. So it's going to dynamically change the game and honestly force people that have like long-standing worlds to make new worlds, unfortunately. I think that's the one downside is like my world.
But that's kind of what you get when you play a game that's pre-official release. Like you got to kind of expect that.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Well, we always knew that eventually we'd have to, do that anyways, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast. Ghostwire Tokyo received a release date in March. This game looks really cool. I've been waiting for it for about a year. I mean, nothing else to say other than we'll try to stream it on our Twitch channel when the time comes because it looks really cool. Shovel Knight devs announced something. What they announced? A new game? Kickstarter?
Yeah, did you see this? Yeah, so the guys who developed Shovel Knight are now, they announced a new game they're working on called Mina the Hollower. And it's kind of like, like a gothic Link's Awakening, or like it's like a top down. It's different. It's different than Shovel Knight, still retro, and it's like almost like Castlevania meets Link's Awakening. I've heard it described as so with it's like a mouse with a whip, and it's a top down like adventure game. It looks pretty cool if you're into that kind of stuff. Go check out some of the trailer and some of the videos that have come out. It looks pretty sweet, and they're doing a Kickstarter like they did with Shovel Knight, because they were really into the community that Kickstarter created, and want to kind of do something with this as they develop it. So estimated release date is December 2023. We'll see. Pretty cool though.
Yeah, sounds cool. Somebody asks, what are your thoughts on Gearbox buying Perfect World / Cryptic Studios? I actually did not hear about that.
Yeah, I don't know about this either.
Wary of things like NFTs and other things. Yeah, I think NFTs and gaming is a very controversial thing as a whole. I'll read into this more and we'll talk about it next week, because like gaming and NFTs is definitely something a lot of studios are looking at and considering. But somebody keeps making alt accounts and spamming stuff in chat. That's who was banned. Chat, I banned. Don't spam nonsense in chat. We'll ban you.
And don't make multiple accounts, because we will find out and ban you. We
actually just did.
Yeah, we're on the hunt now.
We just banned a bunch of accounts that we deemed to be the same person. But WoW, World of Warcraft, Horde and Alliance.
I thought of you when I saw this.
Yeah, they'll be able to raid together.
I'm curious to see what you think.
I don't play retail currently. This only affects retail, like the new WoW. I play classic WoW, where that is not happening. But
I never got to like end game content where we were doing raids and stuff when I played WoW, so I never this never even occurred to me to be able to raid with Horde people.
This is like a really interesting thing. When I think of WoW and I think of original WoW when it first came out, part of the brilliance of WoW was the fact that there were these two factions, these two sides. And this is a world where there weren't tons of guides and YouTube content and social things to teach you min-maxing and perfection and everything.
Yeah.
Right? And so everyone just played the game. And then you would run into Horde and Alliance and you'd have these really authentic PvP world building, kind of scenarios where there was these two factions. Modern day, that magic doesn't exist. People all flock to the servers are really one-sided. Even I play in classic WoW, my server is 98% Horde, right? There's almost no Alliance players on the server. And then there's servers that are 98% Alliance, right? So players are just too min-maxy and too invested in playing perfectly and playing as efficiently and playing as they don't want that authentic experience anymore.
Yeah,
so I think this is the natural progression of the game to shift to be able to just kind of basically.
So just play the game.
Yeah, just play the game. Just raid together, PvP together, have fun, and merge the factions. Also with the WoW narrative, the way it's gone over in the story, it makes sense a bit too. So I think it makes me sad.
I can dig it.
To summarize, it makes me sad because I think of the olden days of what WoW was and what made WoW great. But times have changed, and it's no longer what the game is. It's no longer best for the game.
But they still have WoW Classic. If you want to play WoW Classic, you play WoW Classic. If you want to
but even then, WoW Classic isn't. My server's not. There's no Alliance on my server. I don't even see them anymore. Right?
Really?
It's it's just like I said, servers. Everyone just goes to the server that has Horde or Alliance. You play Horde on this server. That's a Horde server.
Oh, because
because people just know, right? It's just inefficient to. It's weird. Anyways, it's interesting. Flight Simulator getting DLSS later this year.
This is sweet.
Yeah, big news.
Yeah, this was just a little tidbit that was hidden in a Q&A with a Microsoft developer. They say, DLSS coming later this year. Much probably needed for a game that's that tough
that
on
game.
Your hardware. That game doesn't mess around.
It'll push your PC. That's for sure.
I was kind of the impression I hadn't played it. And so I only know cursory stuff. I was under the impression that it was really CPU heavy, which I don't know if DLSS would.
I actually don't know for sure.
I'm sure it's heavy on everything.
Yeah.
But if your CPU is underpowered, I don't know how much DLSS will help. But it'll be interesting to see. And you know what? Any frame rate boost is welcome.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. If you guys are having trouble with ROG Elite, try it in a different browser. Try it with ad block off. Tony I don't know how to pronounce the last part of your username, Tony, so I'm just going to call you Tony. Tony says he tried it through Armoury Crate and it worked. I hadn't thought about that.
His username is Tony CGI Video Effects.
Oh,
Got it.
Nice. Okay, Tony, I get you now. Yeah, cool. I hadn't thought about doing it through Armoury Crate. That makes a lot of sense. So if you're having trouble in the browser, you can go redeem rewards through Armoury Crate, I guess. I'll have to play with that. All right, last piece of gaming news. Games Planet's having their Lunar New Year sale, just like everyone else. But
hey,
there's some good stuff happening.
God of War's on sale still, 10% off. Horizon.
Plus, if again, Armoury Crate, if you go through Armoury Crate, you're an ROG VIP. You can sign up for that and get a few more % off basically all of these games.
I've heard great things about Helldivers. That game's on sale for $4.75. I haven't played it myself, but I have a friend that was like obsessed with it. That's really cheap, $4.75. Deluxe edition for $9.30. Yeah, Days Gone is on there for $26.99.
A lot of cheap games on here right now, which is sweet if you have room in your backlog. I don't at the moment, although man, I am tempted to just get God of War for PC, even though I already own it for PS5. It's just that good.
It is that good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finally I think I'm gonna test my PC on the OLED TV that I have. I want to try it because it looks phenomenal. I've got a 4K 32-inch mini LED panel. This is the ROG PG32 UQX, which is godly. But there's something about couch gaming with a game like God of War.
It's so nice.
There's something about
Especially God of War is one of those games that has incredible audio design. And so if you have a good sound system, surround sound speakers, big subwoofer, like when the world snake or whatever comes out of the water, like it fills the room and scares the pants off you.
I just got my surround speakers actually. Just got them in last week.
Oh, nice. There you go. Now you have an excuse.
Finally have the full system done.
And folks are talking about monitors in the chat. Someone says, I wish OLED monitors would go mainstream. Hey, they just started. We released 2 OLED monitors.
A 42-inch and a 48-inch OLED monitor. Now, those are a little bit large, right?
They are a little large.
But
42 is not bad, though.
Yeah.
42 is doable.
Not for me. Not with the triple display lens. But
you got to be the kind of person willing to like sit back a little bit. If you're on gaming on a display that big, don't reach out with the mouse and keyboard.
Don't try to play CS:GO on a 42-inch panel. You're not going to have a good time.
Yeah, it's not for competitive. Yeah,
no, don't try to do that.
Hopefully, maybe soon. But
just
speaking of monitors, our only piece of tech news this week. This was the only piece of tech news that I really found that would like really caught my eye. BOE, who it's one of our partners. We've partnered with them on a few of our displays. BOE announces that they have created the world's first 500 hertz gaming monitor. Wow. It's not for sale yet. It may be a while before you actually see this.
500.
Manufacturers like us.
Knowing us, that if somebody beat us, we're going to one-up them next year. We're going to have 520. Get ready.
Well, BOE is a panel manufacturer, right?
Oh, right. Okay.
So this is someone like I think we would
buy their panel and make a 500 hertz display.
We would work with them to.
Right. Okay.
Like one day when BOE's 500 hertz panel is out on the market, I would be surprised if we weren't. I actually have no inside information. I'm not promising a product. I'm not announcing a product. But yeah, this is exciting news for the future of monitors. And you know what? I thought going to 240 hertz to 360 hertz wasn't going to be a big deal, and I loved it. So now I'm like, yeah, let's see what 500 hertz is like. Put as many frames into my eyeballs as possible.
Sign me up.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, I'm already like dreading like how hard they're going to be to get when they first exist, and I'm going to try real hard to get one. But guys, it
is 1080p.
It is time for our giveaway. So we do the giveaways via Marbles on stream through Twitch chat. So let me just get Marbles up on screen here. Bam. And if you guys want to enter, you need to type !play in Twitch chat in just a second. Let me just choose a random map and just keep rolling.
All right.
So type !play to join in the giveaway. Again, this is something you have to type within Twitch chat. It only is integrated with Twitch, not YouTube.
Marbles.
It's twitch.tv/ASUS ROG.
All right, line them up.
Line them up. That's a lot of marbles already. 50. Good start. Give people a couple more minutes. Marvels on stream. Could you imagine if it was like random like Marvel characters? I'd be about that.
I mean, I would. Yes, I would be about it. I'm a little behind on my Marvel and my Star Wars right now. Still haven't seen Eternals. I think that's coming out, or it's on streaming right now, I think. I should go watch it. I have not watched it yet. I was thinking about waiting for the Blu-ray just because that is supposed to be one of the most visually impressive Marvel movies of all of them. And I'm one of those guys that's like, I'll wait a couple extra weeks to get it on Blu-ray if it's going to be like really, really visually impressive versus streaming.
I actually want to purchase The Mandalorian on Blu-ray, and I can't find it.
It might not be out on Blu-ray.
I know, but I'm like...
A lot of those streaming shows don't come out on Blu-ray.
That makes me upset because...
Daredevil, the first 2 seasons of Daredevil were out on Blu-ray, which I was shocked by. That Netflix actually released one of their shows on Blu-ray. The 3rd season, I don't think, ever came out.
It just seems like, Star Wars. Sell it to me. I want it.
Yeah, but people have been saying that to Disney for years. Like, hey, Disney, can I buy The Lion King from you? Like, nope, it only comes out of the vault when we feel like it.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's nothing new. I have not seen the Book of Boba Fett yet. I hear it really just picked up. It basically became the Mandalorian.
Yes,
season 3.
the last most recent 2 episodes are Mandalorian episodes, it's so...
I need to catch up,
dude. I mean, if you're a fan of, I got to say this, just without spoilers, the most recent episode, I watched it last night. It is the most. It is so much better than all of the sequels combined. It is the most Star Wars like piece of Star Wars we've gotten in the last decade. Okay. And Dave Filoni just killed it. He absolutely like this is the one episode this season he's directed, and I was just like crying with happiness with how good the episode was, in my opinion.
All right. I'm interested. Here's the thing. I do like The Mandalorian. I don't think I liked it as much as you did.
Oh, I love it.
And I also really loved the sequels. So
you loved the sequels. Okay.
I loved the first 2.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good in them. I love the first one. I do think it's great.
They're not perfect.
The second one had some like whole segments that just like, why did this exist?
I can agree with that.
The third one, it's funny because the second time I watched the second movie, I liked it a lot more. And the third one, I don't care for.
The third one, it's funny. The third one, there were parts of it that I didn't like, but also I think it was probably one of the most visually impressive of the 3. Like, that movie is just gorgeous.
So many fallen warriors. Oh my goodness, Darth Devin.
So they all have each of the sequels has different strengths, and I like them all for the things they do better than the others.
Darth Devin is
being spammed on YouTube again.
Yeah, there's a bit of spam.
Sorry, my phone's making
YouTube
noise.
chat is like, I don't know. There's always angry people on YouTube chat.
Why
can't you guys be like way? Twitch chat? Twitch chat is nice. What's happening here?
Jake is like a bad parent. Why can't you be more like your brother? Your brother doesn't spam chat.
Darth Devin, it's got to be a win. Everybody else is dead. Oh my god, literally everyone else is dead. Darth Devin, this was every other Marvel died.
That's amazing. JDMCC, movies are 1-hour shows. I say movies. I don't have the time to dedicate to full seasons of 1-hour shows anymore. It's so hard. Hence why I haven't even started Book of Boba Fett yet, or The Witcher season 2. How did only one Marvel make it through? What the heck map is this?
It's a community map. It's called A Very Chaotic Garden, and I think that's accurate. No winner! He didn't even win! It killed him or something. I guess we're doing... That's...
I guess Jake and I are keeping the codes today.
We got to do another run. That is the funniest thing.
Is that the first time that's ever happened?
That has never happened. We've never had no winner.
No giveaway today, boys.
Wow.
Girls.
And
robots.
That's incredible.
Where did the portal lead to? I don't know, but what would be really funny is if in this next map, as everyone's racing toward the end, there's a portal at the goal and he just falls out the portal into another map and wins. That'd be great.
Oh, we did this one yesterday or Wednesday. No, Tuesday. We do this. This is like got a fat Charizard at the end. It's an all right map. It looks
Fat
cool.
Charizard.
Yeah, like no, like legitimately, there's a Pokeball, and then there's this like
Love it.
fat, like he's got a flaming tail, and he is thick, thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, and he is the goal. He's got the finish line.
Oh,
in his hand.
okay, interesting. He's not fat. He's fluffy. Charizard is not fluffy.
He's a big bone Charizard. Okay.
It's a big bone Charizard.
Like, oh, that's a oh lord, he common Charizard. Like he is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He's cool. Hey, he is Kool-Aid Man shaped. I'll give it to you. Very round. Give you guys just another 15 seconds to enter.
Charizard. Chonkerzard.
That's good. I like that. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting.
Go, go, go.
Well, there's still 10 seconds after I hit start.
Okay.
I'm just giving people a moment to sign in. We got the same amount of people into this race, so I think everyone got in.
So speaking of Star Wars and video games, I started playing Star Wars Squadrons last night. Really fun. I've never really played a lot of like dogfighting, like space fighter type games, so I wasn't sure if I would like it. I like it a lot. I'm enjoying it.
I think I was super impressed with that game because one, it launched at like $40. Launched at a nice price. They announced it and it was out like 3 months later. So it was a game that they didn't announce ahead of time. They were just like, hey, look, we made this game. Here, it's coming out in 3 months. It was like a really like refreshing thing where it's not like they announce it years in advance and then it gets delayed.
I wonder if they did that just because it's more of a niche like genre.
They definitely know it's a niche genre, but they also like went kind of all the way. They
they didn't half-ass it for sure.
They didn't half-ass it in any way, and they also like, oh no, you guys got slapped to the side. Does that mean you die? Oh no, you get on. Okay.
What are those like bombs?
Yeah, there are bombs.
This is getting weird here.
So they're falling down here. Tom
3D is
he escaped the pack. Yeah,
he's playing 3D chess.
So as long as he doesn't fall off the map, I think he's good. But okay. He's good. He's good. Tom 3D2. Nice. Congratulations.
Nice. Well done.
Type in chat to claim your win. But yeah, so Squadrons has full support for like crazy setups like mine with dual flight stick and pedals. I can bind all of them in that game very easily, like way easier than Star Citizen.
Interesting.
Like it's actually like
good for them.
Yeah, it's like really, really, really well done. So it's a very fun game. The multiplayer is like, I don't know, a little too sweaty for me, a little too try hard.
Well, but it's that kind of genre.
Yeah.
That's fully what I expect and why I'm not going to play multiplayer at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I had it for free. It was free. It's on Game Pass now, but I think I got it for free from Twitch Prime, and I got it for free on PS Plus. And so I was like, yeah, I'll just mess around with this game because I have it for free and it looks fun. Just playing a little bit of the I don't even know if I'll finish the campaign. I'm just bouncing around between games right now. What's weird is it has hooked me faster than Fallen Order did. Wow. And Fallen Order is like the Star Wars game right now. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just really enjoying flying around in X-Wings.
It's fun. So you're playing through like the story and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually...
I literally just finished like the tutorial last night.
I think my only complaint with the game is that I don't think it really saw like a ton of financial success in terms of like sales. So I don't think we'll ever get like DLC because I would like more. It's a fun game.
Wouldn't surprise me. Again, niche genre.
I could be wrong.
Be grateful just to have it.
Yeah, no, I very much am because it is,
and have it be quality.
Mm-hmm. It is very niche. It actually looks so good in HDR too. I'm sure you're playing
fantastic.
in HDR, but it looks so good.
I'm actually playing it on my TV. So yeah.
It looks really nice.
Very good HDR.
Mm-hmm. Looks good. All right, let me just log the wins super quick. We've got this is February 3rd. Congratulations, Tom3DT, on winning marbles. We'll be doing another giveaway as we wrap up the stream in like 15-20 minutes. But we've done so much rambling today about all the gaming news that we actually haven't even gotten to our main topic of the day, which is
ironic because I could talk about this topic for like 3 hours.
We can go late if you got time. It's fine by me. But this is the Strix Flare II Animate, the most gorgeous keyboard I have ever seen. I really like the RGBs on it personally.
I love the light bar in the bottom.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. And there's actually a wrist rest that you can attach to this, and the light can bleed through it, which is really unique.
I've seen that.
Which I really should have gotten out of the box, but now it's
EL Overkill says no macro keys, and to you I say, what do you think the number pad and all of the F keys are for?
You can macro all these, you can macro all these, but no, there's no macro keys.
I haven't used pause, like print screen, scroll lock, pause, function keys, number pad. I haven't used any of those keys in ages. I have macroed all of those years ago.
UK also asks or says, I hope there's a TKL version of it, which is what Whitson wants.
I know. But here's the thing. Where would you put the anime matrix if it was a TKL? You would have to get rid of print screen and scroll lock and pause. And I think you would anger some people by doing that. Although the people that you would anger by getting rid of those probably want the numpad anyway, because they would be like Excel nerds.
Maybe you could get them up here. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird, but it's possible.
I am a TKL man myself. But all that said, I still think this is the ball in his keyboard right now.
I'm in love with it.
I would like, I am tempted to give up TKL for this keyboard. Because it's so awesome.
So let's talk a little bit about what the keyboard has really quick. This is a Windows lock key, which, plain and simple, locks your Windows key. Like sometimes when you're gaming, you want to turn Windows key off.
It's Jake's favorite feature.
I love it. I really do. This is a brightness key where you can change the brightness of the keyboard. Currently, it doesn't work because I have it plugged into my AuraSync. This has like a bunch of AuraSync profiles built into it that you can use like default without actually using the software on PC. This is being overridden by the software that I use so that this is in line with my desktop and the rest of my setup. And then you can change songs with a little lever here and then change audio levels with that right there for the music you're listening to. And it'll even show you like a little like plus audio, minus audio. And it's actually, it's changing Twitch radio, which if I had that on.
Is there USB pass-through, Asian Venom asks? That's a good question.
There is.
There is, okay.
Yep, full USB pass-through. There's one USB port. I actually haven't used it yet, but it's right here.
Okay,
right here.
There you go.
With the USB pass-through. There's no wireless. It is a wired keyboard. Try to keep this guy neatly tucked in
I
there.
guess you could do a wireless version of this, but
it's not needed.
Look, here's the thing about keyboards. I do love my wireless keyboards, but my keyboards don't like move around a lot.
Yeah, I don't need it the way I need a wireless mouse, right?
Wiring them up. Wireless mouse, I'm all about. Wireless keyboards, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
For if I'm taking it places, like so I have the ROG Falchion here, and this is great for like packing into a bag and bringing with me if I'm working from my parents' house for the holidays or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that wireless is great. For what I use at my desk every day, wired is good. Is the cable on this detachable or is it? It is
hardwired. Yeah.
So but it's a nice braided cable.
UK007 asks, may I know what keyboard micro switches it supports?
Oh, this is a good question.
It's a great question because this is pretty much a standard like MX Cherry build. I don't know if there's a more technical term than that, Whitson.
It is a Cherry style stem.
Cherry style stem. So
that's what I would call it.
Let's we're gonna remove and change some of the switches right now. So let's this is like a standard like cheap, I guess, basic keyboard cap puller, but if you buy the keyboard, you would get this ROG branded one. It's got a little ROG logo on the side, and it's got 4 prongs, a little bit nicer. Holds the key when you pull it up. Additionally, you get a switch puller so that you can pull up the switches. This little metal guy, dig the prongs down on the top and bottom of the key to remove them. So I just removed this F12 key, and if we want to get in there, I'll have to use my left hand for the camera angle as I hit something and close some program. Hopefully not the stream. I know, I just F12 actually, or F11 full screened chat on me, which confused me. And then bam, I've removed this NX red ROG switch. This is what came on this. These are linear reds, one of our in-house switches, which currently you can buy on several keyboards. They're not currently for sale separately, but it's something that is being considered and may be available in the future. And I
have the NX Reds here too. I really like them. So I feel like it may be worth describing. First of all, on the product page, it does say that this will be available with Cherry MX or ROG NX switches. Oh. I don't see it in the store yet. And I thought it was just NX switches, but I'll double check on that for folks. If you can go here, I'm going to post a page in the chat. This is a page that lists kind of the specs of our NX switches. These are our in-house switches. They have the same stem style as Cherry switches, but they are tuned slightly differently. So like our red switches, for example, they actuate at 1.8 millimeters instead of 2 millimeters. So you get that faster actuation. So you less time between when you're aiming to hit the key and when the action actually takes place. Their initial force is also only 40 grams instead of the higher actuation force of a lot of other traditional red switches. So while they look very similar to Cherry switches, our switches are tuned a little bit differently by ROG's team for what we think is better force and actuation for their individual use cases, especially gaming.
Yeah, they're tuned for gaming primarily.
I really like my NX switches, the NX reds I have here. I have not tried the NX browns or blues yet, but
I'm sad that I haven't got to use the browns yet. But I've used NX blue, I've used RX blue, which are optical mechanical switches with wobble-free technology, where they've got 4 pins on the side. This keyboard does not work with those. This works with the NX. Mine came stock with linear red, and I actually am not a fan of linear. I like tactile switches personally, so I went ahead, and since I can't order the ROG blues, I ordered these Zelio V2s because I wanted to. Because Whitson's like, hey, you should try a boutique switch just for science. I'm like, okay,
I love Zelios.
Let's do it. And yeah, he likes Zelio, so I went with the Zelio V2s, and they're these nice looking purple switches. And honestly, with a hot swappable keyboard like this, like the Strix Flare II Animate, that's it. It's in. New key.
And so this is one of the coolest features in a modern keyboard, because you can buy it with the different kinds of switches that it comes with, but if you want to try out other switches that are out there, you can just pop them out, pop them in, really make the keyboard your own. Some people like to put heavier keys on the modifiers so you don't hit them as easily. Some people like to just swap them all out entirely. Some people like to lube their switches. I've got some 3203 lube here that I lubed my Zelios with. Gives you a super, super smooth feel, but it is a lot of work. Who hacked me says Stefan Farkas says I want blue feel without noise.
That's kind of what
it's kind of what Zelios are. It's really hard to get that blue feel because the tactility is so sharp because of the click jacket. I have yet to find something that really gives the same really sharp tactility.
Yeah, they definitely don't have that same satisfaction that you get with a blue, where that you got that like hard click. These are, I think you described it as more rounded. This is a little bit rounder.
The bump on the Zelios is more pronounced than browns. So it's more tactility, but it doesn't feel quite like blues. But I really like it. Holy Pandas or Glorious makes some Panda switches. They're sharper tactility, but it's very much at the top of the key press, and so you may or may not like that.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it wasn't quite for me. Some people really like it. I've tried a lot of switches, but I really just like browns and Zelios. But I wasn't a linear guy for a long time, but I really like the reds for gaming. Because they're so light, they're so easy to just tap them, and you don't have the bump in your way. And I don't like them as much for working because I type a lot for work. Yeah, and I like that tactile feel for typing. But for gaming, love the reds. What's a pan switch? Why lube a keyboard? I mean, I'm not going to get super into it, but this is a thing that keyboard enthusiasts have been doing for a while. You take the switches, you lube the stems. You take the switches apart, and then you brush lube on the stems on the inside, and it's a little bit smoother. Makes some of them a little bit quieter.
Yeah.
Not the clicky switches. You don't want to lube blues, but browns and reds and Zelios and things like that. Yeah, it's a thing that people who are way too into keyboards like me do. Yeah. Some people also take dielectric grease like this and will lube the stabilizers. Because especially on like cheap keyboards, the stabilizers can like rattle. A lot of manufacturers have been getting a little bit better about that though. And actually we use a different kind of stabilizer. I actually really like ours. They feel really, really stable. Like the space bar on this Falchion.
I do.
Feels really stable. So I haven't felt the need to like really dig into it. And the reds, again, really smooth. Haven't felt the need to lube them or anything like that. But some switches, some people like to do that. Some people use kind of a tape method and tape almost one entire side of the board. I'm not familiar with that. I have put like little pieces of Band-Aid under certain parts of the stabilizer to stop them from rattling. Again, on my non ROG keyboards, because we have different kind of stabilizers that. Oh, you got yours off. I was afraid to pull mine off because I hadn't like dug into how our stabilizers work, and I was afraid that I was going to break something. But yeah, there you go. See, it's a little bit we have these stems on our space bars there that a lot of keyboards don't have, and that
it's so nice, dude. Especially for putting it back together. Yeah,
than the traditional.
And it's just so much easier to put it back together with this style because you just clip it back in. It's like super easy. Done.
Yeah,
I remember threading like the metal piece through and.
Yeah. I've actually those they can be a pain. Another cool thing about the Animate, I believe, and I'm going to double check on this. One thing that a lot of people do with their keyboard is they put like packing foam or things like that on the inside to dampen the sound. And I believe, that the Strix Flare II Animate and the regular Strix Flare II. ROG actually put a layer of foam in their stock. It kind of gives it like a more premium feel and sound. I really, really like the sound dampening foam. So if you have a cheap keyboard, a lot of people do that. But with the Strix Flare II Animate, you don't have to. It's got precision cut foam already in there.
Let me tell you, this keyboard feels premium.
Dude,
there's nothing about it that feels like,
I want to try it.
I wish
so
I had
bad.
this. I know you tried stealing mine, but I'll fight you.
Yeah, put the kibosh on that, I guess.
And look at this. You like ghosts? Is that your thing? Feeling spooky?
I do like ghosts.
Valentine's Day is coming up, guys.
Because I don't believe in ghosts.
Oh.
I was like, when we were buying a house, I was like, is there a house that someone was like murdered in that I can get a discount on? And my wife was like, no, ghosts. We can't buy a house with ghosts. And I was like, but discounts.
Do a keyboard sound click. I don't know how well my mic's gonna pick it up because it's not really designed for that, but we can try it.
Do a key. I thought that was a question. I was like, you need to rephrase that question.
So that's the Zelio, and then this would be the linear reds.
First of all, you're changing scenes, Jake. It looks like we're signing off for the day.
Oh God.
Oh no, he's pulled back the curtain. So that was interesting because the Zelio sounded quieter, and I don't think that's actually how they sound in real life. I think one of them was just closer to your mic. It's really hard to do keyboard sound tests, especially impromptu on stream. But yeah, with that foam in there, it's going to be a little bit.
The Zelios are so quiet. They
actually, it's possible that I can't do a test here because, first of all, here's the other thing. Different keyboards are going to create different sounds even with the exact same switches on them. That is true. A lot of people don't realize that. They just think about the switches. And yes, in terms of like clicky, things like that, the switches make a big difference. But the material it's made out of, whether it's plastic or has an aluminum backplate, whether it has that foam like we talked about in the inside, what the keycaps are made out of. This uses PBT keycaps, which a lot of keyboards use what's called ABS. If you have that really smooth keycap, those are more typically ABS, but we have started putting PBT keycaps on a lot of our keyboards, and these keycaps are amazing. They have just a very, very subtle texture to them, and they give a little bit more of like a kind of a slightly more muted thok sound.
I can't
really
go back.
love them. They don't get shiny over time.
I can't go back to the.
It's really hard to go back once you've used PBT keycaps.
Yeah, I had no idea that just the type of plastic would make such a difference. And
not all of our keyboards have PBT keycaps,
but you can buy PBT. We do sell them.
A set the keycaps themselves. Use the keycap puller that, like Jake showed, to pull off the keycaps and replace them. I actually have a slightly different keycap puller. I have one of these wire ones. These are also really nice too. If you don't have a keycap puller, if you buy a keyboard that didn't come with one, you can grab one of these on Amazon for like, I don't know, $7 or something. What's the difference between this keyboard and the ROG Strix Scope? Well, the Anime Matrix, for one. So that anime matrix in the corner is kind of the banner feature of this particular model. The thing about the Strix scope also doesn't have the hot swappable switches like this one does. This is really, and also the Strix scope doesn't have like the volume wheel and track wheel.
It's a slightly different build. It's a
So this is a slightly higher end model with more features. But the
RGB is a little bit different on this too. They both have perky lighting. Strix scope has
most of the stuff is the same.
Strix scope has a 10 keyless version. This doesn't.
Yet. A boy can keep dreaming. But the Strix scope is a great keyboard. You can't go too wrong. If you want like the extra features, this is the one to go with right now. I have a disabled hand and need a controller for FPS. Does ROG make one for PC? First of all, I don't hate you for needing a controller because you have a disabled hand. That's a weird thing too. I only hate people who choose to use controllers for FPS. Just kidding.
Well, no.
I love controllers for most games actually. We do not currently make one.
We have some like peripheral stuff that we make for our ROG phone, but we don't have a dedicated controller at the moment. I think there's always a possibility for that to exist in the future. But yeah, man.
Who hacked me? We do not have a TKL with the anime matrix.
Not yet.
Yet.
Maybe.
I
Whitson
dream
wants
of it
it
every night.
He wants it. We were talking about how it's tough. Like, where do you put the enemy matrix when you don't have? But
yeah,
I'm sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm sure our engineers could figure it out.
Yeah. He says he found the kunai, but play on a full ROG home built PC. Yep. Honestly, at the moment, I would grab a Xbox.
Here's what you do.
Those
Whitson was talking about these Xbox skins that you can buy. They're the same price.
Skins.
Sorry, you
can buy Xbox skins, but you can go to Microsoft's Xbox Design Lab and customize your own controller with different colors and metal switches and stuff. You could totally do like an ROG
colors, like black, dark gray, and red. You're done.
Sweet.
There you go. There's your ROG controller.
Go to the Xbox Design Lab and play with that. Oh, he says that's what I have. Ha!
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're golden. Yeah. Until we come out with a more baller one.
Do I show off the controller that I have here? Am I allowed to show that off?
I don't know. I don't think you can yet.
Okay. I'm not telling you that there's a special ROG controller. We have a skin. We have a skin that is I don't even know if it'll ever be for sale.
I was looking for a fan grill for my computer because I drilled a hole in my computer for a new fan. And I found one on Amazon that someone was like 3D printing and selling with the ROG logo on it. And I'm like, I don't know whether to buy this or send you a cease and desist. Like, this is awesome, and I want it on my computer.
That's great.
So yeah, you can always custom. I'm sure there's somewhere you can like go make your own ROG skin.
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Yeah, but the ROG I would love to get that on a controller. I feel like there were other questions, but they're gone now.
I want to show this controller off so bad.
Can you check the volume roller knob? Does it track very well?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the question is.
Well, it's great. It's like it's by twos, so it's 88, 86, 84. I can't show you that on screen, but it's a very like solid click that you feel. It's not loose by any means. Like it's just click, 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 click.
Those are so satisfying.
Yeah. But it's
and
by
it's
twos.
Super convenient. I love my Falchion has a volume like touch bar on the side.
That's cool.
Or you can slide it, which is really cool. I like being able to like slide it all the way up or down, so I can kind of find that perfect level. That's pretty cool.
The roller in the top left, this is volume right here. There's a song swap that you can change back and forward. So that's.
And you can also remap these features in Armoury Crate, I believe, right? Like if you don't want it to be
I haven't personally tried, but you definitely can.
I believe you can remap those to whatever you want. So you could make that like a scroll wheel and use that to switch weapons if you wanted to.
Yeah. This does have a thing engraved on the keyboard that says Windows Lock, so I don't know if this can be remapped, but this does actually have an engraving with a Windows Lock thing, and this is a brightness engraving as well underneath it because that's what those buttons are designed for. But
Yeah,
I mean, if you're looking for macro keys, like, you know, turn some of these keys into your macro keys, right? Turn like F9 through F12. Although I do use those keys regularly. I use the F11 and F12 in browser a lot personally. To be able to full screen Chrome, to remove the Windows bar, or because I do that for streaming purposes, or to like, you know, sometimes I'm stealing assets off a website. It's like, oh, I need this PNG of our product to show it off on stream. Let me just get it from the source code on the website, right? You know,
I on my TKL, I can't pick it up because it's wired. But on my TKL, the print screen, scroll lock, and pause, I have remapped those. Like pause puts my computer to sleep.
Oh, nice.
Dude, that changed my life. Like, because I don't turn off my computer, so I can just hit it on the keyboard, goes to sleep, and I walk away. Like, that was the most game-changing macro I
might do that, just because, like, I just leave I don't even put my PC to sleep. I'm too lazy.
Yep. And then scroll lock, I think, just turns the screen black. Like, it turns the screen off, but leaves the computer on if I'm, like, running a backup or something in the background. Yeah, it's the move.
I like it.
Oh, man. Okay. There's not a lot else I had on my list to talk about customizing your keyboard. I know a lot of people like to also use O-rings to make their keyboard a little bit quieter or give it a different feel. I've done that in the past as well, but I don't think I have O-rings installed on any of my keyboards currently. It's good if you want it to be a little bit quieter. I also have used, you know, if you have a hot swap board like this, you can get there are boutique switches that are really, really quiet. I have a keyboard with Gazoo Boba U4s on it. They're like super, super quiet. They have like these little pads on them. They've like designed for silence, which is nice when I'm like, you know, when I used to share my office with a baby.
Yeah.
Please release a white version. That would be dope.
That would be cool. I wouldn't be surprised if we do that in the near future. I think the enemy matrix would look really good on like a moonlight white where.
Don't spray paint it.
Well, no. I think we would probably do a moonlight white where it's like got some grays mixed in with where it's not just pure white. Just because the enemy matrix,
match our other stuff.
Since this is all white, I don't know how visible that would be on a white keyboard. I don't know how well that would look, or how good.
We have it on the white Zephyrus G14.
Yeah, but it's also like, isn't that like moonlight white? Isn't it a couple different colors? I can't remember.
I mean, I don't.
I've never actually had hands on with the white one. So.
The lid, yeah, I haven't had a hands on with the white either. Only
I think it's an off white though. I think it's more of a gray, like a light color. It's light, but pretty white. But it's not like pure white. When people say white peripheral, they mean like white.
Yes. I learned this when we were renovating our house. Like, yes, no, you don't want pure white paint on your walls. That would be blinding. Like, use that for like the trim on the doors. What most of us consider white is actually slightly off white.
Yeah. But you know, I do think that there's definitely a market for that. You know, especially the moonlight white style, and we could see that in the future. We're not saying that's going to happen, right? We literally just
we don't make these decisions.
We know what you guys know when we show it off.
We're
basically.
just a bunch of nerds,
right?
Like
we don't get to like say, hey, guys, could you make this? Like, you know, that's not really. Actually, I do get to give. I give feedback on certain things. Actually, like I get early access to like we have a capture card, the Tough CU 4K30, and that's something they specifically are like, hey, you're our streamer, give us feedback on this, and I did, and it actually made some changes to it, but. Anyways, we are going to do our marbles giveaway to wrap up the stream here. You guys can ask questions in chat if you have any about these products. Somebody asked when this will be available in Asia. Unfortunately, I do not know the other regions' availability. It just went on sale here in the US like 3 days ago, like this week. So it just went on sale in the US. If you type !keyboard in chat, you can get a link to buy it now directly.
It's only on the Asus eShop.
Only on the Asus eShop. It will come to Amazon and Newegg and stuff eventually. But our US office like legitimately just got a shipment in, and they listed them directly on the site. So yeah. So anyways, let's. Yeah, when I don't know.
Jake, some people are debating what color this is. It's not black. It's dark in Jake's room, but I don't think it's black, is it? Isn't it like more of a brushed metal kind of finish, like a dark silver?
I'd call it black.
You're saying that like it's too dark for you to even see.
Well, my room has a lot of weird colors going on.
Like if you look at stock photos of it, it's very clearly like a gunmetal silver kind of thing.
You know, I would call it black, but
I don't believe you. It could be a very dark gray.
It could be a very dark gray. With the RGB
reviews of this are out, and I'm looking on YouTube and stuff, and yeah, all the videos are basically what I thought it was. It's like a very dark, grayish
sure. It's
silver.
very dark gray.
Black is black, and not black is not black.
I mean, I guess when I compare the very dark gray to the desk mat,
the keys are black.
And the keys are black. Yeah, so that's
for sure. The keys are definitely black.
There you go. Yeah, very dark gray. I'll be honest with you. I just look at the RGB and the enemy matrix, and the rest of it just kind of exists. So much.
Yeah. The enemy matrix is just mesmerizing. I love the animation on this particular, like the eye too, where it does like the scan, like almost a CRT scan line kind of thing as it goes down. That's so cool.
I also like it with my this is a profile I made in Armoury Crate where I've got these colors going in this like horizontal pattern where they kind of converge, and this being a vertical pattern,
cool.
Which I really like. So I think that I just think it gives it a lot of depth in terms of just customization.
You should change it so that the keys also go top to bottom.
Well, I like it being this way. I like it being different, right? Personally. All right.
I hope there is a WASD protruded keycap. I don't think that do the WASD have a different texture on them? I don't think so.
No, the W has a protruded like the bump on the bottom of the W.
Yeah.
For these.
Yeah. There's a bump on the W,
but that's it.
You usually get on the F and J keys on most keyboards. There's one on the W, so you can find your way home.
Yep.
If you want something more textured, like you can go on Amazon and grab WASD keycaps that have more of a texture on them and toss those on the keyboard really easily.
That is very true.
But I tend to prefer it. Yeah, I like just having the bump on W. I don't like some of them have like a really strong I don't know what you call it, like a metal like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't like that as much personally. It's the lack of smoothness just feels weird on my fingers, but I do like having that bump on W so I can find my way home.
Type !play in Twitch chat to join the Marbles on Stream giveaway. Bam. They're piling in. Let's get some music going.
Cheers, guys. Last marbles of the day.
Yeah, this is it. Guys, tomorrow we are going to be streaming Star Citizen again. Star Citizen has a special event going on called Xenothreat, where basically a group of NPCs are going to be assaulting the system, and we need to salvage resources and then protect a capital ship and fight a capital ship with big cannons happening. Basically, we're probably going to be getting like 20 FPS. It's going to be a slugfest because this game is far from optimized, and there's going to be tons of ships fighting in outer space. And Lane and I are going to be two members of that battle. I don't know what ships we're going to fly yet. I might grab a different one.
K Nemesis says no Dying Light. We'll stream Dying Light next week.
Hopefully next week. We got to get a key. Yeah. It is Chinese New Year, so happy Chinese New Year, everyone. That's celebrating the event or the holiday. And our office that usually would hook us up with game keys, they're all on holiday. So shame on me. I actually thought I already owned the game because we did a Dying Light 2 promotion last year, and I thought I had a copy. Like, with one of our laptops, there was like a special promotion we were doing. Like, if you bought a Zephyrus Duo last year, you'd get a copy of Dying Light 2 with it. And I thought I had a copy of the game because of that, but guess not.
You didn't cheat and redeem your free code from the laptop you didn't buy?
I mean, actually, that I could have done that. I know for a fact I could have used the key. But I was like, no, I don't need this. I'll get a key another time. But that key's probably just sitting in a box in the office doing nothing. Anyways, yep. I should have used it.
You messed up. You done goofed, Jake.
I done goofed. We are starting the marbles session. Good luck. Have fun. 90 marbles enter. One will go home with a $20 voucher to gamesplanet.com.
Use it while you can. Their lunar sale is happening now.
And
I bet it will be over soon, so...
Guys, make sure you're not multi-accounting. We just banned a bunch of accounts.
If you're multi-accounting, we will find out and we will ban you.
We're investigating some more that we're like, might be the same guy. There might be more of that same guy.
Yep.
We're gonna find you and we're gonna fight you. The weapon we're going to use when we fight you is a hammer. A ban hammer.
Takes me back to my blogging days. Banning people. Who hacked me? I have not had a chance to use the RX switches yet, but Jake has. Jake, how do the RX switches compare to the NX switches for you? I know how they compare, like,
their response,
theoretically, but I haven't used them myself.
The response time is like lightning on those.
Because they use a laser.
Yeah.
Lasers.
But I'd say they're extremely comparable. They're very similar.
You get less key wobble with them, right? Or
you do.
Wobble,
they have these four
they
corners.
Use 4 stems instead of 1 stem in the middle, so that's kind of cool.
But if you, the one thing is make sure you use a keycap puller if you're going to remove those keycaps, because those 4 stems
are smaller.
And if you're a savage like me, you might break some.
The other thing is, because they're it's a different key stem design. Well, first of all, because you have those 4 posts, the light comes from the middle on the RGB model, so you get this really nice even lighting from the middle of the key.
That is a really good point. They look gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks a lot nicer than.
And they feel like the wobble-free tech is noticeable. Like it does.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It feels really nice.
I bet. But you can't use other keycaps with them. So if you plan on like swapping out different keycaps to customize your board,
you can't.
You would need to use the NX switches.
Like if you were to even buy like our PBT keycap set that we sell, they're not compatible. Eventually we might make a set that's compatible with them, but
we should.
Currently we don't sell a set, but it's just something to consider.
Yeah, so if you're just going to use the keyboard as it is, like, yeah, the RX switches are definitely worth looking into. If you want a lot of customization options and you want something a little bit more standard, the NX switches may be a better option.
What is this course? It's no.
My fear, he says my fear with RX switches is that you want to use an artisan keycap. Yeah, artisan keycaps are made for Cherry MX stems. You won't be able to use artisan keycaps for RX switches unless you find someone like on Etsy who's really into ROG keyboards and making artisan keycaps.
Who's in the lead? I don't even know. Legma, I think, is in the lead. This is like just crazy. Apple Knees working on it.
High Demon says, are there any low height switches? That's a good question. I don't think we have any low profile keyboards.
Oh, you guys got dumped out.
But I'm going to double check for you.
Oh, Asian Venom. You finally did it, man. You finally got a win after all these times. You've been trying to get that win. You've gotten 2nd place.
Oh, congratulations, Asian Venom.
Congratulations. Like, that was actually one of the best courses I've ever seen because it had so many like twists, so many different situations. Legend.
Who hacked me? Yes, you can use Cherry MX compatible keycaps with NX stems. I believe they are basically the same. Should be the same height and everything too. And you can use, like, if you find keycaps that are low height, like, you can use those too. It's just that it doesn't change the depth of the switch, right? So if you find a like low profile mechanical keyboards out there, usually have shorter travel distance too. So you can't change the distance that the switch moves, but you can change. Yeah, you can use whatever keycaps you want. You can use totally flat keycaps if you want. I've seen those.
What are you guys doing? Are you just stuck, bro? Yeah, you fell through the floor. That's fun. Maybe because you're Supinator.
Supinator, what are you doing? You stop that right now.
How did that even?
This is not going to go in. You're going to get burned.
Yeah, you're going to get roasted.
I would like to see the Supinator catch fire.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, here it comes. Oh,
engulfed.
Dead. Skull and crossbones.
Carapac Man.
Sorry, Supinator.
Oh, man. You've been here for a minute, Carapac Man. Just having a bad time. Nope. Try again. Oh, you made it. Flames were coming for you.
The Alice says, any plans about the Zephyrus G14 sleeve to be available to buy, or any 14-inch sleeve? Do you mean the sleeve that comes with the G14? You want to buy it separately? That is a good question. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know if we typically sell those kind of accessories separately.
I don't. You could always try to like contact support or like the parts department and see if you can buy one, but I don't believe we sell that separately.
Yeah.
We sell like bags and things like that, like or small, like, I don't want to, like, part sleeve, part bag kind of thing, but nothing that's just like a really, really thin sleeve. If it didn't come with the sleeve and it was supposed to, you should definitely contact someone. But I'm not sure if they're all supposed to come with them. These are the things that I'm still learning.
It's how it goes. So someone asked, where can I buy that keyboard? This keyboard is for sale on the Asus eShop right now in North America. Other regions to be determined, soon TM. But yeah, exclamation mark
I believe
keyboard.
we should be getting, right now there's only one ad. Oh, it says out of stock.
It's out of stock already?
It's out of stock.
Oh,
we sold them all. Congratulations to us. Like Jake said, they had just gotten the shipment in, and I don't think they had necessarily even gotten all of the switches that are available yet.
Yeah.
Because there weren't multiple listings on the store yet. So keep an eye out. We will be talking about it again. If I see it come back in stock, we will post it here. You can always type !keyboard in chat to get the link and go see if it's in stock. And hopefully at some point it will be available on other stores as well. So keep an eye out. This is not the end, I don't think.
Just kind of like a side by side, like this is the Claymore 2, which was the keyboard that I thought was my end game. Claymore 2 has some things that obviously the Animate does not have. Detachable numpad is great. And wireless is great, but man, I don't know if it's just like the PBT keycaps or the combination of the PBT keycaps with the change song thing like this. There's just a scroll wheel for audio and then macro keys, and I could bind these to be change song, but I don't use macro keys normally, and I love this little toggle for changing the song. It doesn't
nice.
work with this audio player that I'm using right now because I don't want it to. But yeah, there's a lot of great keyboards out there, but this is for me the end game.
Asian Venom says the Games Planet sale ends in 2 hours. Guys, go get your keys.
Oh no, I don't usually send the keys right after stream, but Asian Venom, I trust that you're not a multi-accounter. You're loyal. We'll hook you up. We'll get you your $20 voucher in just a moment. But guys, cool. That's conclude our stream today. This was an hour and 20-minute pulse. We don't do them this long usually. That's good though.
And there's still more questions in chat that could be whole other discussions because someone's asking about monitors, and I'm like, I have opinions about monitors. Let's do it another day, guys. Another day.
Yeah. Till next time, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. GG's. Take care.
Bye.